to ask their question. And their question is, how does this differ from title? I believe once you have title, it settles everything. Okay, so I'm going to quickly summarize like this. Title is equal to ownership. So your title is what confirms the ownership of the land. So when you're buying a land, typically has a 99-year lease from the government. And no matter how many number of times the ownership changes hands, it still goes back to the government to say, okay, this person has given me the documentation to assume ownership of this land. So the government just updates the ownership. And then once you do that, you also now assume the new ownership and you tell government, so that's the ownership. Now, approval is compliance. Now, where legality comes in is because government operates on legislation. And that's why you hear city planning law, city planning acts that govern responsibilities of governments. Through these laws, that physical planning or town planning is empowered to ensure compliance. Let me do a quick run through what happens when you want to apply for approval. The first thing they do is it's called charting. And what they do is they look at the location of the land because you must be sure that what you intend to build on that land is suitable for that land. So they check the master plan for zoning, for every other consideration. That's going to determine your setbacks, what is going to determine the number of floors you can have, what is going to determine the number of parkings you should have, what is going to be the number of maximum units that you can have, is all coded into that chart. And so once they bring it up, that's a lot of the information you're going to get. The setback, what is happening around there, are you in encroachment, hope is not agricultural land that you're thinking to use for commercial purposes. So all of those information are the things that the government is going to first check before they now go to your drawing, before they now go to your title. So it goes in that stage to be sure that, okay, what you're proposing for this place is fit, so that it doesn't overuse resources or it doesn't deprive other people, from those considerations that I have listed. Because imagine that in a zone where you shouldn't have more than 5 families per plot, you want to put 50 families. Definitely, you're going to be putting too much strain on the public facilities that is supposed to serve 10 properties. Only you are consuming that. Think of water, think of electricity, think of stress on the road. So all of those things are things that government already envisioned and which it uses approval to control. And so if you do not have this backing of government that satisfies that, yes, your proposal fits into all of this consideration, then the government can say, because it has been empowered by legislation, by the act, to enforce. And that is where legality comes into compliance. I hope this makes sense.